Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lonnie Clark, Beyond Extinction Love. You'll see at the beginning of this protest, it was the thumbnail that says Proverbs 28, political opponents are not your enemy. That was my protest sign today for No Kings here in Grants Pass, Oregon. And I'm going to be posting up videos, and this is a follow-up. I'm here in the hotel room in Grants Pass, and I thought tonight I would actually read what Proverbs 28 is. Let me tell you a little story about it. For those of you who've been following my channel for years, you know that I'm a tax resolution specialist. That's what I do, which means my clients procrastinate, which means October 15th is like my busiest time of the year. And this year, my birthday is the 16th of October, so I'm always busy on my birthday, so I never really get a rest because it's like work, 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 then big birthday celebration, and then the 17th or the 18th, I can usually really relax, right? Well, this year, my nephew decided to get married here in Grants Pass, which is, I think it's 200 miles away from me, south. I live in Salem. He lives in Grants Pass. It took me 3 hours to drive here. But, you know, when they announced their wedding was on October 18th, and I heard that No Kings was going to be October 18th, I'm like, okay, that means I'm going to the No Kings protest in Grants Pass. And I've been so busy. I had the paper, I had the paint, I bought the stencils. I just hadn't been able to make my protest sign, like literally. So I work through the 15th, then my birthday. I was going to leave. So on the night of my birthday, I went home and I made the protest sign. Before I started it, I really wanted to have a biblical reference on my protest sign. So I was just, I don't know, cleaning up and talking. I wasn't really praying. I mean, I was praying while I was working. I guess that's praying. But I was cleaning up my house, which is a wreck because I've been working for literally September 1st through the 15th of October with just a few days off. So my house was just, I couldn't relax that night, even though it was my birthday. I needed to get my kitchen cleaned. It hadn't been cleaned in 3 days. So I was sitting there doing the cleaning, talking to God, going, I really need something good. So I went into my room, I opened the Bible, I said, just show me something really good. And it opened up to Proverbs 28. I am not kidding you. It is like a shock. This is the kind of stuff that's always made me spiritual, because whenever I ask for things, boom, you get a big answer. Listen to this. It is stunning. So since I had that on my protest sign today, I thought I would read it for my YouTube channel, people, because I'm going to be posting up the protests when I get back into town in a day or so. I'm going to be posting them all up, or when I can breathe in a minute. But not too late. Let me read this. I have to take my glasses off. Listen to this. This is right out of Gideon's Bible, right from here. This is kind of where the brainstorm came. I'm staying in a hotel. You know, they always have the Gideon's Bible right in your hotel room. So I thought, I wonder, because my Bible, actually, I wondered if I always wondered the various different versions of the Bible. Do they really say the same thing? My Bible has like more explanation in it. I don't know what version it is, but some minister told me to buy it, so I did. But this one is still pretty good. Listen to this. Chapter 28, Proverbs. The wicked flee when no one pursues. Oh, yeah. I just wanted to make sure. It was 4 minutes in. I wanted to make sure that we were recording. Let me read it again. It doesn't go very far. I'll show you. We're going to read from here down to here, and that's the whole chapter 28. And there isn't really one verse that we could leave out. It's just amazing. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. When a land transgresses, it has many rulers, but with a man of understanding and knowledge, its stability will long continue. A poor man who oppresses the poor is a beating rain that leaves no food. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, and those who keep the law strive against them. That's why we were out today, right? Evil men do not understand justice, and those who seek the Lord understand it completely. Better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. The one who keeps the law is a son with understanding, but a companion with gluttons shames his father. Whoever multiplies his wealth by interest and profit gathers it for him who is generous to the poor. If one turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Listen to this, whoever misleads the upright into an evil way will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will have a goodly inheritance. Epstein files, you know what that means? They're getting his inheritance when he's found guilty. A rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out. Epstein files, I gotta say. Even the righteous triumph. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, people hide themselves. Whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. So far, we haven't had very few confessing, right? Blessed is the one who fears the Lord always, but whoever hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Like a roaring lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. A ruler who lacks understanding is a cruel oppressor, but he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. If one is burdened with the blood of another, he will be a fugitive until death. Let no one help him. Let no one help him. That means don't be friends with Netanyahu, and don't be friends with like Cittadini. Wow. This just blows me away. A ruler who lacks understanding is a cruel oppressor, but he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. Maybe that's why Jimmy Carter lasted so long, because he was such a good person. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty. A faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. To show partiality is not good, but for a piece of bread a man will do wrong. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him. Whoever rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than he who flatters with his tongue. Wow. Whoever rebukes a man will afterward find more favor than he who flatters with his tongue. Whoever robs his father or his mother and says, "That is no transgression," is a companion to a man who destroys. Wow. Is a companion or turns into a man. Cittadini turned into a man who did that. A greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse. When the wicked rise, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. So that's pretty interesting. I found that to be a very interesting passage, especially for ourselves. I'm not like a big Bible person, but I don't think you should throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's put it to you that way. That's what I think. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to end here. Put your courage feet on. I am going to put up the videos. The Grants Pass No Kings protest was quite interesting, quite lively. There was live music. People were friendly. There was a lot of people. There were some Trumpers, some older guys in your face, walking by their middle finger, cussing at us and telling us he won. He's going to be a third term. And I'm like, it's against the Constitution. Like, who cares? We'll do it anyways. They're just like super mean people. I'm like, whatever. They sort of left themselves to themselves and whatever, you know. But mostly, I have to say, there was probably about 1,000 people out, maybe. It was a lot of people for a little tiny place. Like Grants Pass is just a little town you pass going north from California. It's like, you know, the second town in. So, little tiny podunk nothing town usually. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Put your courage feet on. Bye.